Hi everyone, how are you? A quick summer holiday update. I've still been doing vision therapy, mainly Vivid Vision, because either both or one of my kids have been home since July. But then this week they had a kind of theater camp that they both could go to. So this week I've been a little bit more, had some more free time. And instead of just doing a quick Vivid Vision at night, I actually did the proper routine, like Vivid Vision, and then the next day classic vision therapy exercise and Vivid Vision again. So this is the last day of this week. This is Friday, so next week Louise home again, and then until the end of August. So that will be again just go back into survival mode in terms of vision therapy, which is fine actually, because it also like relaxes my vision. There's lots of physical activity I do with him, zero screen time. It's relaxing because also I know next year, so now he's 3 years old, but next year he will be a completely different person again. So it's only 1 year you get to really enjoy a certain age, and I realized that even more with the second kid. And so it's good. And it's also actually officially been 1 year since I restarted vision therapy with my new optometrist, Rob Gevers. And I made a new appointment in November to have a checkup again and to do another training session. But so what's my assessment after 1 year? I don't feel like in daily life, I don't feel any radical changes. But in that 1 year, I've gone, particularly while doing Vivid Vision and the Bubbles game, gone from not being able to do the game, then having a stereo acuity which was 1500 or more, and now my peak score is 770 arc seconds, so the lower the better. And so that means I've kind of halved it, and I would be very happy if I can again halve that score by next summer and reach like 400 or whatever. But it's hard to set any hard goals in vision therapy. And yeah, I would be happy also to feel some actual improvements in terms of fatigue or things I can do on a daily basis. Last weekend I met a person who had strabismus as well, and I think she had like latent strabismus her whole life, but then at age 50 it became really like a manifest strabismus, and she had double vision and she freaked out. And in her case she had an emergency, basically. Like she couldn't function anymore, her whole life was collapsing, she was losing her job, and in her case surgery kind of put her back on track quickly, and she's happy with it. But the point I wanted to make is that she doesn't have the tired eyes anymore, which she really had during the emergency, and she can just work freely, do her activities. She still has on the extreme edges, she has some double vision, but she's wearing glasses with a certain kind of frame that, like multifocal glasses, and so she has to move her head, so she doesn't really go look in these extreme viewing directions anyway, which has its own drawbacks. But she's not confronted with the double vision, and she has a very comfortable view, and she can do all her activities, and she has the 3D vision. So I would be very happy with a situation if eventually I can reach a certain situation like that. What else did I want to say? So it's a long-term process, and it can be sometimes disheartening because you have certain you have a will and you have goals apart from vision therapy. And I've been on this path for a very long time, and I've been exploring it to the best of my ability while also keeping a positive attitude and adding value for other people. But at a certain point, you just still get disheartened, I guess. And I had this 22-year-old cousin visiting me here in the new house. But yeah, you don't realize the age difference until he's like, so what do you do for work, or like, and then I tell my story, like, when I was 20, I discovered this book and I had double vision and it was very crippling, and I started doing vision therapy, and then I did this, I started a blog, I translated a book, I met many people and did some events and this and that, and then meanwhile I was improving my vision, and I met my wife and I had my kids, and I tried to work initially when I was 20, but it didn't work out because it was too hard, and I thought back then I want to go all in. Like, I found this book and Susan Berry fixed her vision in 1 year, so I'm still 20, I can just do the same if I get the chance. So I didn't really I didn't want to keep doing my desk job, but I couldn't do it anyway physically, but also I felt I need to stop doing this desk job because it's counterproductive, and I want to go all in on this vision therapy and learn as much as I can. And finally I got the right thing, and I'm on the right track after losing all this time with ophthalmologists and just trying to get to school. And then back then, so I thought, it's going to take 1 or 2 years, and then I can get back to working or studying or whatever I want to do and be free. And actually, I know a young person who is much younger than me who was able to do that. He passed his university studies, then he fixed his vision basically, and then he just went back without any impediment, so his vision is restored. But so that was my plan, and I said, that plan turned out to, like, every time you make plans for the next year and you think, by next year I will reach this, and then the plan is elongated every time. Like, it takes longer and longer, and then before you know it, you're 36. But back then, at 20, I didn't realize it was going to take this long. So it's actually better to actually think, like, by next year I'm going to reach this milestone, and then I'm getting closer to where I want to be. So you kind of, I guess I was deluding myself, but it's a positive illusion or whatever, to keep going. And then that's how I got here, and still many things improved, and other areas in my life also developed very well. Or so this hope or this delusion kind of kept me alive and on the right track. And so I'm just wondering, like, am I still deluding myself, or but either way, I'm now making a plan again for the next year. I want to reach this goal by next year. And is it realistic, or am I deluding myself? We'll see. But in the meanwhile, I did my best, and I'm still alive, and I got closer. But yeah, I hope my initial 2-year plan it will become like a 20-year plan or something. But hopefully by age 40 I will feel more free, because this kind of locked in feeling is very annoying. But then again, now I changed houses, I moved houses, and then you're really confronted with how locked in you are. But then you adjust again to the environment, and the feeling becomes less suffocating. But either way, that's also positive actually for vision therapy, because it doesn't really work if you're like have this feeling like I need to perform to get out of this mess. But yeah, so anyway, I thought that was interesting, because then you realize, oh, he's just 22, even though you're talking like on a similar level. Yeah, I'm 36, he's 22. And then I asked like, you cannot ask like, so what did you do during all this time? Because he was just a kid. And then it hits you like, whoa, it's been a long time. But yeah, so I was saying like, every year I set a goal and I had plans, and I learned more about this field and vision therapy, and I kept going. And so then the 2-year plan becomes a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan, and now fortunately I didn't completely pause my life in every area, so I still had a relationship, and I have kids, which is really, it's the best thing in my life right now. The kids, it's amazing. It really keeps you grounded and motivated, even if your eyes are tired. And because I don't know, sometimes the resistance, this visual disability, that there's a lot of resistance to do anything. Like you get tired so fast, so you really have to be 1000% motivated to do something that maybe for another person is kind of easy. And that really, as the older you get, also, like people climb the ladder of life, and then if you're still kind of doing these basic things, it can be very confronting or very, sometimes depressing. But what really helps is to get the right circle of people. So I already organized several events with strabismus patients, and so far I only did it in Belgium. So my Dutch version of Fixing My Gaze, it sells in Belgium, or the north of Belgium where they speak Dutch, and the Netherlands. And I used to live in Brussels, which is the whole, like the southern part of the language area. Like, so people who live in the north of the Netherlands, it's very hard for them to get all the way to the south and to come to Brussels for one of my events. And I did 3 events so far only in Brussels. But so this fall, in November, I will organize the first event in the Netherlands, and in the middle of the Netherlands, so it's accessible for everyone in the language area, so everyone who speaks Dutch. And I'm very excited about it. We booked the venue, we booked the hotels to go. I have another speaker, like someone who recovered and gained stereo vision, very inspiring person. And I'm looking forward to meeting many other strabismics again. And the ones I already met several times in Brussels are the hardcore ones who really are willing to travel to another country to meet up. But I'm also happy to maybe meet a whole new group. And over the years also, like people who thought you were your friends and you overlook some of the remarks that maybe they made, like oh, you're unemployed, or yeah, why don't you just get over it, or whatever. Like, especially in a group setting, like when you get along with a whole group or trying to get along, I overlook it, because there's still some people in the group that are not this mean. And I also always thought, yeah, it's going to be a temporary thing. I will get over the vision problem and then move on, and then I will show them. But the longer it lasts, the more improbable it is I will completely get rid of the vision issue. And also, I cannot keep overlooking these kind of statements. So I also this year had to kind of get rid of a whole kind of friend group. And it's really like, it's a mourning phase, but it's important because, in the end, it just reinforces these kind of self-confidence problems that are rooted in the vision problem. And in general, I don't really have, well, probably I have a self-confidence problem in the sense that I really cannot do what everyone else can sometimes, and then that makes you feel like you're less capable. And my father really made me feel bad about it, but he's not that present in my life, and also he kind of cleaned up, at least towards me, clean up his rhetoric. But then also have to get rid of old friend groups. And so that's why basically my whole, like always in my life, I always reinvented myself in a way, and always got new people in my life. And that also, that's like, I don't have this, I have one like high school friend, but I don't really have childhood friends or something. And then now getting rid of the university friends, and then every phase of life has and especially while getting over this vision problem. Maybe one day I'm completely rid of it, but I'm still happy to get rid of the people who didn't support me while it was necessary, and who made me feel worse about it. So I don't know if this video was actually a useful video. Maybe a little bit, I rambled a little bit. But so anyway, that's the holiday update. I'm doing vision therapy still, but not every day. There's more gaps, and I'm doing it late at night, which might be less productive. It's been 1 year I did vision therapy since I was onboarded by my new optometrist. I don't really feel that I have improvements in daily life, but I'm very excited about this stereo acuity that's improving, and I hope that one day that will spill over in real life. And yesterday I tried some of these Magic Eye books again, and yeah, I can see some kind of shapes in it, which still, like, I already could 1 year ago, but still exciting to revisit the books. And then also generally the point, like, surround yourself with good people that won't make you feel like shit, because it's already hard enough. Like, there's lots of resistance from the vision disability itself, and then you're not, or at least not me, I'm not really fitting into society in a quote unquote normal way. So I'm always meeting new people, and then you will notice, will they accept you? And actually having kids is also great for this. Your role as a parent doesn't make you need to fit in exactly. You're just the parent of Marie and the parent of Louis, and they're not looking for your credentials or whatever, right? So if you're a good parent, that's enough. And just this meeting with my young cousin was also, well, it was interesting to look back. And every year I had a 1 year plan, and maybe I was delusional, but it kept me going. And I should keep being a little bit hopeful and delusional, so I can keep going. And in the fall I will have another meeting with lots of strabismics, so that will be fun. I will open up the booking page, like, on my website soon, so people can book. But this is an English video, so it's another universe. So thank you for watching. I hope this at least and thank you for thank you to retro VHR gaming videos, the channel, for asking an update. It's nice to hear people are thinking about me or are eager to know how I'm doing. So thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.